Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. Today we are going to take a look at the Batman Cowl. So let's get this party started. I guess we should start with the Batman Cowl that I'm using right now, which is the Flashpoint Batman Cowl. It's the latest Batman Cowl we had in this Universe Online, and it comes from the Night of Vengeance time capsule. So you can see the enhanced Night of Vengeance gear and the Night of Vengeance gear. Sadly, the time capsule no longer drop in the game. You will have to purchase the time capsule from the broker. I would strongly suggest, instead of buying the time capsule from the broker, just buy the cowl itself. So right now the cowl seems to sell for about 19 million, but it does drop all the way down to 15 million. If you get the regular version of the cowl, it's a bit more than 8 million. I have to give my usual broker warning. Prices on the broker changes all the time. These are the prices on the broker right now. Tomorrow, next month, next week, heck, later tonight, the prices could be different. So there is the regular version of the cowl that you're seeing right now. And there is the enhanced version. Although if you put the cowl black, there isn't that much of a difference between the regular or the enhanced version, other than maybe the eyes that are a bit more shiny. So let us give some color to our cowl so that we can see it properly. You may be wondering why did I put the top of the chest piece blue? Well, let me show you. Sadly, there is a bit of clipping with the cowl. You can see around the neck. I'll put the cowl black in just a minute so that you can see properly. But here you can see the enhanced version of the cowl with if I give 3 colors to the cowl. And now let's take a look at the regular version. So here you can see the eyes are not shining as much with the regular version of the cowl. And it only supports 2 colors, a color for the eye and a color for the cowl itself. Which is not really an issue. If you want to recreate a friend of Batman, you're going to want to put the cowl either blue or black. But here you can see a bit more the clipping around the neck. It's a bit sad. Some of the newer styles that we just got, like the Flashpoint Batman style, or even the Superman style, the 6th dimension Kryptonian style. Sadly, those new styles they look fine on their own, but when you try to match them with some of the older style, it doesn't work all too well, sadly. So that is why in this case, one of the workaround I thought of was to put the top of the chest piece black so that we don't actually see the clipping as much. But obviously, if you are a new player, at character creation, you don't really have a Batman cowl. Sadly, at character creation, the V-Slimline headpiece is the closest thing you have to something that kind of looks like a Batman cowl. The only real option you have at character creation is to use the Dark Knight cowl or the Dark Knight helm. So at character creation, your 2 options are the Dark Knight cowl or the Dark Knight helm. If for some reason you don't want to cover the neck of your character, you have to use the Dark Knight's helm. There are some styles where you might prefer to use the helm as opposed to the cowl. So you have both options. Sadly, if you want to have the Dark Knight cowl, you have no choice. You have to get it from the marketplace. So if you go to the marketplace to style items, you'll see the Dark Knight cowl pack. And it's basically $2. It's $1.80 if you are a subscriber, because you get 10% off in the marketplace. If you are not a subscriber, it's going to cost you $2. But you can get it straight at character creation. As soon as you create your character, you can go to the marketplace and purchase the cowl. Let's say that for whatever reasons you don't want to purchase the cowl from the marketplace, we can take a look at a few other options. I guess your first option would be the Dark Spectre batsuit. So once you reach level 30 and once you reach combat rating 43, you will be able to purchase the cowl from our friend Batgirl. You can see the full set of gear in the display. So here you will be able to purchase the cowl using source marks. There's the DPS version of the cowl on the top. And if you want, let's say, to purchase the controller version of the cowl, you're going to have to scroll down a bit until you reach the controller set of gear. Obviously, if you're a tank, you're going to see the tank set of gear, and if you are a healer, you will see the healer set of gear. This is the regular version of the cowl. There is an enhanced version of the cowl. So you can see here there's the Dark Spectre 2018 batsuit. So you can see this version has a bit different textures. Sadly, in order to be able to get this version, you will have to purchase it from the marketplace. So again, if we go to the marketplace, you'll see the Dark Spectre batsuit 2018. So let us preview it. In this case, it'll cost you $5. But for $5, you get the entire set of gear. Obviously, as a subscriber, it costs $4.50 because you get 10% off. So this is another option you could decide to purchase straight at character creation. Although when you purchase a style from the marketplace, like in this case the Dark Spectre batsuit, or even previously with the Dark Knight headpiece, you purchase it for every single characters in your account. So when you purchase the style with your characters, then you can go to the redeem claim, and you can redeem it for every single characters of your account. Obviously, I already have it, so I won't be able to redeem it. But when you purchase those styles from the marketplace, you purchase them for every single characters in your account. Obviously, if you only have one Batman character, it doesn't really matter. But it could be that you have a Batman character, a Batgirl character, and a Bat Lantern character. So all of these could use that style if you want to. So for quite a while, this was pretty much the best option we had to be able to get a Batman headpiece for our Batman characters. But then we got other options that were added to the game. When the Prometheum lockboxes were first added into the game, we got access to a new Batman called the Daring Vigilante. And this is basically the new 52 Batgirl headpiece. So the bad news is that this headpiece comes from the Prometheum lockboxes. So you're gonna have to be very, very lucky. There's like 800 styles in the Prometheum lockboxes, so the odds of getting the one style you really want are really, really slim. Also, you can see it's a headpiece that doesn't really cover the neck of the character, although there is a workaround for that. If you use the high color chest piece, if you put the top of the chest piece black, it can create the illusion that your character is wearing an actual cowl. And the illusion is even better if you're wearing a cape. Sadly, it gives you a smaller emblem, so you're gonna have to make a choice. Either you get the bigger emblem and you don't get the area around the neck of your character black, or you get a smaller emblem, but you kind of recreate a cowl look for your Batman character. Next, we have the Robot Batman head. It's not exactly a Batman head, it's like Batman taken over by the evil Brainiac, but if you're a free-to-play player, it's a headpiece that you should be able to get. So technically, there's two ways to be able to get this headpiece. So the first option is you have to be mentored by Batman, or by the evil Joker if you play as an evil villain. And it will give you access to the Enter Gotham Star Labs. So if we take a quick look at the map, you can see Gotham Star Labs. It is in Gotham City, pretty much in the upper portion of the map. In case you're not sure, it's right next to the Knight's Dome. It's between the Knight's Dome and Ace Chemical, basically. And once you complete the main mission storyline, mentored by the Batman, the last mission in the main mission quest should give you access to the Gotham Star Labs. And you're going to go through various maps, you're going to go through Star Labs, you're going to go through the Watchtower, and at the end you will end up in the Batcave. And in the Batcave you will fight the evil robot Batman, which has been taken over by the evil Brainiac. And then you have a random chance of getting the robot Batman headpiece. It is a random chance, I have to admit, I have no idea how rare the headpiece is. Personally, I never got it that way. I'll show you the other way how to get it right now. Sadly, it doesn't seem to be available on a broker right now. So if you go to the broker and you don't see the headpiece, you have two options. Either you go and farm the Star Labs mission until you get lucky enough to be able to get the headpiece, or you come to the broker any chance you get. Sometimes some of you guys will tell me that you don't find stuff on the broker. Sadly, playing the broker game is a game in itself. You have to go to the broker pretty much any chance you get. There's some rare items that sadly are only in the broker once in a while. So whenever you come back to your lair, go to the broker. Whenever you go re-imprint your armories, go to the broker. You come back to your lair to check up your mail, go to the broker. So go to the broker any chance you get, and that is how you can get some sometimes somewhat rare stuff from the broker. Or that is how sometimes you can get some good prices on the broker. Sometimes you'll go to the broker and you'll see an item that is very, very expensive, but if you go to the broker 5, 10, 20 times a day, eventually you might get lucky and you might see that very same item for $1 or for very cheap. So if you go to the broker and you don't see the headpiece or the item you need, go to the broker any chance you get, and sooner or later you should get lucky and get what you're looking for. Next, an option you could use, I guess, is the Beyond High-Tech Cowl and the enhanced version of the Cowl. I kind of prefer the regular version because of the texture of the black. Let me switch to the enhanced version, it'll make more sense. So you can see the black of the enhanced version is not as rich. There is also some sort of built-in texture into it, like some scratchy texture built into it. But it is a bit shiny. You can see like the red part is shiny, a little bit shinier than the regular version of the style. Sadly, the area around the mouth is black. You cannot change the color of the area around the mouth, which is a bit weird. Like you can clearly see in the cowl that the cowl is almost made specifically so that you could have the area around the mouth a different color. But the way they separated the colors on the cowl, it's not an option at all. Which is sad. It would have given us a nice long-eared Batman cowl. It's still a nice cowl you can use, but you won't be able to get the area around the mouth skin color, sadly. So where can you get the cowl? Technically, the cowl is a random drop from the Gotham time capsule. Sadly, at this point in time, the time capsule no longer drops in the game, so you will have to purchase the time capsule from the broker. But I strongly suggest, instead of buying the time capsule from the broker, just buy the cowl itself. So here we can see the Beyond Cowl box for almost 10 million. And for the enhanced version, it's almost 12 million and a half, but it goes down to 8 million. It's a bit ironic. The enhanced version is a bit cheaper than the regular version. Although, as you saw, the textures on the regular version are a bit better, I thought, than the enhanced version. So I'm not really surprised that the regular version is a bit more expensive. If somehow you do not find the cowl on the broker, or if for some reason you cannot play the broker, the other option to be able to get the cowl is to come see your friend Booster Gold. So if we go to the section for the Gotham Time Capsule, so you can see here the enhanced Beyond Cowl box for 584 quarks. Also, you can see the cowl will scale to the level of your character. It's not just a style, it's actually a piece of gear. The minimum item level is level 10, but the maximum item level is 242. But it would be good, for a low level character, it would be good to help you increase the combat rating of your character if you want to. And here we can see the regular version of the cowl for 193 quarks. And again, it's the same thing. The cowl will scale to the level of your character, and it's the very same level than the enhanced version of the cowl. Now, where do you get quarks? Basically, you have to open Time Capsule, and in order to be able to do that, you need stabilizers. You can get the stabilizer fragments from the stabilizer fragmentation mission. You can see members get 6 stabilizer fragments, non-member with premium gift benefit 4 stabilizer fragments, and non-members 3 stabilizer fragments. So once you get 15 stabilizer fragments, you get 1 stabilizer, and then you can use that stabilizer to open a time capsule, which will give you at the minimum 10 quarks, but it should give you more than that. And the other option to be able to get quarks is from the quarks vendor. So you can see here it costs you 100 source marks for 25 quarks. The next option, you could use a damage lantern headpiece. Technically, it is the cowl for the evil Dawnbreaker, but I could see it work well enough for a handful of Batman, especially some Elseworld Batman. I seem to recall that headpiece worked real well to create the Batman from the Gods and Monsters animated movie. It could work well enough also for the Desert Batman from the Justice League movie, and probably other versions that I failed to mention. The good news is that you can purchase the cowl from our friend the Green Lantern supplier on Thanagar. And also, it will only cost you source marks to be able to purchase the cowl. The bad news is that you will need combat rating 276 in order to be able to purchase the cowl. Here you can see the cowl cost 8 source marks. That is because I do have a discount. Once you do complete the Damage Lantern style, you do get a discount if you want to purchase the style again. Like for example, let's say you purchase the style for your character as a controller role, and then you want to purchase it again for a DPS for your DPS role. The devs decided to give people a break, and then once you want to purchase the gear again for your character for the second role, you do get a discount to purchase the gear. And there is also an enhanced version of the gear from the Protocol Android vendor. And not only do you need to have combat rating 276, you also have to have some Metal Part 2 renown in order to be able to purchase that gear. So here we can get a slight sneak peek at the look. It's a pretty funky look. So in order to be able to get the renown you need to be able to purchase the gear, you have to play the elite version of the Metal Part 2 missions. So here we have the elite version of the Phoenix Cannon, and here we have the elite version of Into the Dark Multiverse. So playing those missions will give you the elite renown you need to be able to purchase the gear from our little friend over here. Another option, I guess, would be the Drowned Pirate headpiece. There is a regular version of the headpiece, and there is an enhanced version of the headpiece. I tweaked the colors a bit so that we could see the enhanced version properly. Because if you put the headpiece black, as you can see, you lose a lot of the enhanced version with textures. So it would work well enough to create some sort of a cybernetic Batman or something like that. And here we can see the regular version by comparison. So it's not exactly a Batman headpiece, but it's close enough depending. Again, you could create a nice Elseworld alternate version of Batman using that headpiece. So the style comes from the Cursed Gotham time capsule. Sadly, again, the time capsule no longer drops in the game. So you pretty much have to purchase the time capsule from the broker, and instead of just buying the time capsule, I just buy the headpiece itself. So here we can see the headpiece for a little bit more than 9 million. And here we can see the enhanced version for a bit less than 9 million. Sadly, at this time, the style is not on the Booster Gold vendor just yet, so it may take a while before you can actually purchase it from Booster Gold. If somehow you plan to purchase it from Booster Gold, start saving your quarks right now. Sooner or later, it will be added to the Booster Gold vendor, but we don't know when just yet. And next we have the Future Crusader headpiece. Again, there is a regular version of the style and an enhanced version of the style. Ironically enough, the eyes of the regular version are a bit more shinier, but here, like you can see, the part in yellow is a bit more shinier on the enhanced version. So here we can see the enhanced version of the style. It works great for a style like an armored Batman, like the armored Batman from the BVS movie. There was also an armored Batman in the Batman vs. Predator comics. And there's probably other armored Batman look that could be recreated using this look. So here we have the regular headpiece. So you can see the eyes are a lot more shinier, but the yellow color channel doesn't shine like the enhanced version does. And this style comes from the original time capsule. So you can see the enhanced Future Crusader gear or the Future Crusader gear. Again, the only way you can get the time capsule is from the broker. So instead of buying a time capsule hoping to get the headpiece, just buy the headpiece from the broker. Right now, sadly, all we have is the enhanced version of the headpiece for 7.5 million. But of course, you can always buy it from our friend Booster Gold. So if you go to the tab for the time capsule, so you can see the enhanced version of the gear for 584 quarks. Again, it scales to the level of your character. The minimum item level is level 10, maximum item level 242. And here we have the regular version of the gear for 193 quarks. There is another way to be able to get the future Batman gear, but you have to buy it from the marketplace. So you can see on the marketplace there's the Gotham City Starter Pack for 900 marketplace cash, but that is if you are a subscriber and have 10% off from the marketplace. If you are not a subscriber, it's going to cost you 1,000 marketplace cash, so basically 10 bucks. So in the Gotham City Starter Pack, you will get the enhanced version of the Future Crusader style. It doesn't mention that in the description, but that is what you get. What you get is the enhanced version of the style. There's also the enhanced version of the Clown Prince style, which is a Joker style. And also you get the Gotham City Emergency Signal, which gives a permanent 25% experience boost to your character. And also you can call Batman to come to your aid if you are a hero. I have a video about the Gotham City Starter Pack. I also have a video about the Future Crusader style and also about the Gotham City Emergency Signal. So I'll put the link to those videos in the description down below. And you get a whole bunch of other stuff like 25 source marks, some sort of cola, and that kind of stuff. 4 radar enhancers. So you can get the enhanced version with a style from the marketplace if you want to. Next we have the GCPD Knight Helmet. It's not exactly a Batman cowl, but it is a Batman headpiece. And it can be used to create one of the Batman from Origin Crisis. Sadly, in order to be able to get this headpiece, you will need to gather 12 collections. I have made a video already about the 12 collections you need. I'll put the link to that video in the description down below. And last but not least, we have the Victorian Detective Face Mask. I'm not sure why they made it a headpiece. It would have been great to combine it with some of the other headpieces to get a Batman cowl. Sadly, that's not really an option right now. So sadly, they made this a headpiece as opposed to making it a face mask. So if we could combine it with some of the other headpieces, we could make a somewhat decent Batman cowl using this. Sadly, right now, it's not really an option. So you're going to have to use it either without any hairstyle, So as you can see, obviously there seems to be a lot of clipping with the hairstyles. So the hairstyle pretty much covers the face mask. Which I guess should be the other way around, but oh well. Too bad, so sad. That seems to be how it is. For the Victorian face mask, sadly you will have no choice. You will have to wait for the next Halloween seasonal in order to be able to get it. There is also the back from the hack Batman headpiece that people got after the hack, the Sony hack way back when. Sadly, it was available only for a limited amount of time, and I guess you had to be one of the people subscribed at the DC Universe Online way back when there was the Sony hack. There's probably a few dark metal headpiece I could have added, like the Laughing Knight or the War Metal headpiece, but even though those are technically Batman headpieces, I decided not to include them. I already made a video about the various Dark Knights Metal Batman, so I'll put the link to that video in the description down below. So there you go, so we have a few options in order to be able to create our friend the Batman. So obviously if you're a free-to-play player, your options will be a bit more limited. If you're willing to spend a bit of cash on DC Universe Online, you should be able to get pretty much any Batman headpiece as you want. And in some cases, you don't need to spend that much cash. You saw that the Dark Knight headpiece is like $1 right now in the marketplace. So if you wait for a sale, you can purchase it for pretty cheap. But even if you buy it at full price, it is $2. If you cannot spend $2 to play DC Universe Online, I don't know what to tell you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask so in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. I have roughly 2,000 videos about DC Universe Online at this point, so if I don't answer your question right away, just search in my videos. Odds are I already made a video that answers your question. Or click one of the videos that you see on your screen right now. Bye-bye.